Welcome to Working to a Brief by Samuel Cooney. I am working as an assistant producer for an independent production company. I have been given the opportunity to develop a community-based film, and in order to take my career forward, I will need to demonstrate that I am capable of taking the lead role as a producer. In this presentation, I will demonstrate my understanding of the importance and requirements of working to a brief within a context relating to the creative industries. Structures of briefs. This is a contractual brief, which is basically the type of brief most people know about and receive when a client hires them. A contractual brief tends to be used when a large amount of money is involved and the two parties need to keep a line of communication so that they both understand what is expected from one another. Also, the client is free to regularly check up on the company in order to know exactly what they have completed and if it is up to the standards that has been agreed. Similar to a contractual brief, a negotiated brief outlines everything the client wants from the company and in a specific time frame. However, the employee might have a number of issues or disagreements with what has been laid out on the actual brief. So they both negotiate and eventually come to an agreement so it suits both of them and they get the most out of the project. This can help media companies understand how to work around certain problems that might crop up when working on a project. A formal brief lays out the specific details and exactly what must be completed. Aimed at a group of people rather than an individual employee, these briefs are structured in a much more formal manner, hence the name that has been given to it. Both the media company and the client will be very clear and understanding of one another's terms. The company will also know exactly the task that has been specified and the time frame to do so. An informal brief is one that consists of a short piece of writing, such as a paragraph or an email. These tend to be the most common, as it usually consists of friends or acquaintances wanting to do some work for them. Most of them aren't really written, and can just be a verbal agreement. It is agreed upon entirely through informal discussions and therefore includes little written evidence of a brief being agreed upon whatsoever. Due to the nature of an informal brief, if the media company isn't able to uphold their end of the brief, so to speak, then there aren't really any serious consequences. The same goes for the employee if they cannot do something which they may have already agreed upon if they, say, included it in a contractual brief. A tender brief is where the client will advertise their brief. After this, a media company will soon develop a proposal in which they will pitch to the client. There might be a range of proposals from different production companies, and the client is given the opportunity to decide which of them they want to go forward with, as it might suit their specific needs. A cooperative brief is when a number, usually two, media companies are contracted to work on the same project. This can be done for a number of different reasons. For example, one company might not specialize in one aspect of the assignment as the other company. This is referred to as multi-skilling. Another reason could be the time frame. Tight deadlines work better when more than one company is involved in the project. A commission brief. This is where a larger media company will employ a smaller, more independent company to produce a product or project for them. Once the project is completed, the larger company will proceed to use the product for an external client who will pay the independent media company for early development of the product. They might even obtain a certain amount of royalties as well. Although it isn't exactly negotiated between the client and the company, however, it is between the two companies. A competition brief is one that is open to members of the public. This brief allows for a wide variety of talented and intelligent individuals to develop a product, which is based on the brief with no budget for free. The document will include instructions or some form of link to where instructions can be viewed by competitors who are interested in the brief and want to participate. Reading a brief. Why exactly is it so important to thoroughly read through a brief? When you have been commissioned to develop any kind of product for a production company, it is very important to read through the brief you have been provided with because it lays out everything the client wants. Reading through the brief will ensure that the final product will match the terms of the client and is appropriate for its purpose. Negotiating a brief. If the client has any particular problems or issues with the brief, it can help to negotiate with the media company. It's best not to proceed with the development of the production or project unless you both fully understand what is expected of one another. Negotiating the brief is essential as it allows both parties to fully understand or comprehend the terms and what is to be done. The client can ask for time extensions if something unexpected occurs or the time frame isn't realistic for the project. All briefs are negotiable to an extent. Any kind of brief, not just negotiated ones, can be thoroughly discussed with the client if you feel anything laid out isn't achievable. Opportunities. Working with a partner or a media company allows for multiple aspects of self-development. For the most part, it helps you gain better communication skills, which is very important if you are self-employed or a freelancer for that matter. Especially within negotiated briefs, these enable you to talk to clients and therefore converse with others more effectively. This will obviously help build a reputation for yourself, and you will be more likely to receive work and be hired by not only more clients, but highly regarded clients as well, helping your business grow. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.